Well, hello, good morning, and a happy new year to you. And as it is Wednesday morning, welcome to Second Cumber's Thought for the Week. Over the Christmas period, some comment was made in connection with my culinary skills as to why I was adding salt to the boiling vegetables. Do you really need that extra salt? Indeed, in recent times, salt has been given a bad press. In medical terms, it has been tied to hypertension, obesity, heart disease, and other ailments. And as stated within my own household, the need for extra salt is now questioned. The use of salt is discouraged, and the presence of salt on many tables is now perhaps becoming more decorative than anything else. However, this was not always the case. Jesus announced to his disciples and recorded in Matthew 5, verse 13, the following: You are the salt of the earth. But if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is not good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. In New Testament times, salt was an essential and a valuable commodity. The Roman government paid a soldier's wages in salt, and the word salary is derived from the Latin term solarium, which means to trade or barter with salt. And even within different cultures, it has become acknowledged that a good and a faithful man is said to be worth his salt. So, how are we to interpret the meaning of the salt of the earth as we consider three primary interpretations from Matthew 5:13? Firstly, salt prevents decay. It prevents meat from spoiling, and in the first century, meat was packed in salt, for salt slowed the process of spoiling and decay. And likewise, Christians, according to Jesus, are to be the salt of the earth, without which the forces of evil would have little or no resistance within the world. And secondly, salt promotes thirst. When you add salt to water, it intensifies your thirst. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. The parallel for our lives is therefore that the pleasures of the world will never satisfy, nor can they quench our material thirst. Christians should cause unbelievers to become dissatisfied with the world, but yet become thirsty for God. And thirdly, salt provides flavor. Yes, salt seasons. And this is a point Jesus makes when he says, You are the salt of the earth. Christians are to the earth what salt is to food. Christians are kingdom condiments. Christians are sanctified seasoning. Christians flavor this insipid world. We are the salt of the world for God, and believers live for the pleasure of God to make a difference in the world. And yes, for sure, Christians are not perfect. But when Christians live as Christians should, we make this corrupt world palatable to God. In other words, let the church be the church. So what of the character of salty Christians? As we read in Matthew 5:13, it should be by way of description, not as a prescription. Jesus does not call us to simply practice moral or religious behavior. He states the nature of kingdom citizenship in the following terms: are, you are the salt of the earth. What you are is more important than what you do. And the Lord is only pleased when what you do flows from who you are. God does not settle for salt substitutes, for character precedes and determines performance. You can make a difference simply by being salt. In other words, act like a Christian. Conduct yourself as a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. Notice also how God uses ordinary things. Jesus did not describe Christians as gold or silver or jewels of the earth. No, we are just salt. But God uses salt. That means God can use you. Today there are many thousands of industrial uses for salt, and that's a lot of possibilities. Yet all God needs of you in order to use you is to have all of you. You are the salt of the earth. Yet God will not use you if you don't get out of the salt shaker. In fact, God may take you out of your comfort zone, turn your life upside down and shake things up so that you become usable for His glory. Notice also how, after describing His followers as salt, Jesus now raises a dilemma. What if the salt loses its taste? What do you do if the salt is no longer salty? The point being that yes, salt enhances our taste, for when salt is used, it dissolves and disappears into the food. And as the salt infiltrates the food, the taste of the food becomes intensified. So what good then is salt if it loses its flavour and so provides no enhancement or benefit? As such, Jesus uses this scenario as a driving warning about the great contradiction and severe consequences of worldliness in a believer's life. In this life, there are many things that can lose their original purpose, but at the same time can be repurposed to accomplish another end. But salt is not on that list. There is no such thing as recycled salt, for unsalty salt is worthless. Salt that has lost its flavour is of no good for anything. It might as well be tossed out and trampled underfoot. Hence, this is the warning Jesus issues to nominal, worldly, and unfruitful disciples. Because unfaithful Christians are like tasteless salt and invisible light. Perhaps this is a message for all of us as we move into 2022. It is get out of the salt shaker so that your life can make a difference for the good of others and for the glory of God. And we finish there for the morning. Take care and God bless.